My friends, I know that the holiday season is a hard time for many of us. Seasonal depression is a very real thing, and for whatever reason, many of us spend Thanksgiving apart from our loved ones. Maybe circumstances keep us apart and isolated. Maybe we've lost our loved ones. Whatever the reason, Thanksgiving and Christmas can be emotionally difficult times. And so every year I do a live stream on Thanksgiving and on Christmas so that everyone has a place to go if they need one. To that end, I'll be holding a Thanksgiving live stream tomorrow at 7:30 Central, 5:30 Pacific, where Harvey Cthulhu will tell the previously unknown true story of Thanksgiving, Hank Hill will talk about a Thanksgiving gone horribly wrong, and terribly corny turkey jokes will be told. So if you need a place to go, we denizens of the Earth's core will be here. Happy Thanksgiving, my friends, and now, on to the video. Sometimes you see an article, my friends, and it pisses you off so much you just have to respond. This is one of those times. Screenrant posted a ranking of Star Trek captains on their website, and yes, my friends, I'm aware that opinions are like assholes. Everybody has one. And who the hell is Screenrant to make such a call, and who gives a shit what they think? But I've had my channel members and subscribers calling this list to my attention, and I read it, and now I'm pissed off. So I'm going to go ahead and get some things off my chest and do my own ranking and set the record straight when it comes to these various captains. Now, before I go on, I want to say this is a good old-fashioned fanboy discussion. Remember how back in the day we used to be able to have these? Before everything sucked and DEI garbage was corrupting everything, fans could have fun and passionate arguments about very little things, like the various merits of Star Trek captains, about whether a Star Destroyer would beat a Federation starship in battle, which Doctor in Doctor Who was best. Arguments like this are a luxury, my friends. And so this idiotic article gives me an excuse to go old school here. And by God, it feels refreshing. I think I need to do more good old-fashioned ranking videos on my channel. What do you think? Let me know in the comments. Now, I know discussions like this can get heated, because somebody always disagrees and can get a bit hot under the collar. But know that I love you all, and I love this kind of discussion, and I respect each and every one of you, and I respect your opinions, even when we disagree. So feel free to tell me I'm full of shit in the comments. No offense intended, and none will be taken. It's at the heart of who we are as geeks to agree to disagree and still come away friends. It's one of the very best ways we're better than all the wokies. We can argue, but it's an argument in the family, and no one picks up their toys and runs to their safe space afterwards. I mean, no offense to any of you, my friends. These are simply my opinions, and I present these arguments in the spirit of geek fights of old, when we could all be spitting nails defending Kirk or Picard, and then go grab a Coke, then play some D&D. So, let's roll up our sleeves and get geeky. Now, I want to say straight off that in the past, I've been a big fan of Star Trek The Next Generation and a fan of Jean-Luc Picard. Next Generation had some of the best episodes of Star Trek in history, and yet thanks to Kurtzman and Secret Hideout's relentless abuse of the franchise in general, and Jean-Luc Picard specifically, with some of the worst shit series I've ever seen on television, or indeed in this particular iteration of the universe, I can't stand the side of Patrick Stewart anymore. This clown actively participated in the desecration of Jean-Luc Picard over 3 seasons of Picard, hand in hand with Kurtzman, so yeah. Picard has lost his luster for me, but that's neither here nor there. I just want to fairly disclose whatever prejudice I have in regards to Picard ahead of time, although the argument I make about his ranking comes from pure logic and sound reasoning. It will piss off some of you, but I respectfully remind you it's done with passion and friendship. So here's the ranking as put forth by the idiots at Screenrant. In order of greatness, number 1, Picard. Number 2, Janeway, which is laughable, but she's a woman, so of course she has to be one of the bestest FRs. I get it. Number 3, Kirk, to which I say, double dumbass on any moron who could put Captain Kirk in number 3. Seriously, frack you, you fracking fracks. 4, Sisko. Well, I guess Benjamin Sisko is no Janeway, right? Oh, God, this list sucks. Number 5, Captain Pike is played by Anson Mount, but since he's not really a captain because Strange New Worlds isn't really Star Trek, he shouldn't even be on this list. Although his pompadourish hairstyle is so ridiculous, it should get honorable mention on some list associated with, I don't know, tribbles. Number 6, Mikey Spock, the bestest ever, is number 6 on the list, but I'll go ahead and have a few words about this bullshit in a minute. And bringing up dead last at number 7 is Jonathan Archer of Enterprise. Since, they had to put at least one white male behind Mikey Spock for, reasons. So, okay, deep breath. Let's dismantle this shit. I used to love Picard, and I would have been inclined to list him as the second best captain on Star Trek back in the day. Picard was deeply impressive on Measure of a Man, one of the greatest episodes of Star Trek ever. He was outstanding in yesterday's Enterprise, best of both worlds. There are, or were, many reasons to love Picard, and even with my anger towards Stewart for betraying his own legacy in the abhorrent and insulting New Trek Picard series, I can still watch those episodes and be amazed. That is how powerful and wonderful they are. But that said, Picard did something so horrible in The Next Generation that I cannot ignore it when ranking captains. Even without all the baggage associated with Jean-Luc Picard due to his association with Kurtzman and 3 seasons of the worstest bullshit ever, there's one extremely good reason Picard deserves to be not first, but dead last on this list. He was a traitor to every single sentient being in the galaxy, and he deserved to be court-martialed. I refer, of course, to the episode I, Borg. In that episode, Picard discovers a way to finish off the Borg Collective for all time. Return the Borg drone Hugh to the Collective infected with a virus that would destroy them. And Picard chooses not to do so due to his own personal moral convictions, which makes a great story with a hero forced to make a dramatic choice. But when you calmly and dispassionately consider the vast implications of what Picard actually did, it becomes clear that Picard has betrayed not merely the Federation, but the Klingon Empire, the Romulans, the Andorians, every single sentient being known and unknown in the galaxy, and all the countless races that have been killed, and all the tortured souls who have been assimilated. In other words, the sheer monstrosity of this crime against every living being in the galaxy is incalculable. The Borg are relentless, a collective guided by one hive-mind queen hell-bent on destroying civilizations, stealing their tech, and absorbing them into their own collective. At last, there's a unique way to end their galactic threat. And keep in mind, Starfleet is at war against the Borg, and Picard, in his arrogance and incompetence, unilaterally decides to return Hugh to the Collective free of the virus that can end this nightmare in some stupid hope that his rediscovered sense of individuality will help convert the Collective to being nicer guys? What the actual schmuck? Hey, Picard, you had a sense of being an individual when you got absorbed into the Borg. Everyone does. How much influence did you have changing them, dipshit? My friends, Picard made a decision that was infinitely above his pay grade. This was a decision that impacted every sentient being in the galaxy. And the only thing Picard could have done, legally and morally, is immediately communicate the situation to Starfleet Command at the very least, let them argue the ethics of it, and then follow their orders after they've made their decision. This was not Picard's decision to make. Now, I'm aware the story forces him to make the decision, that's the whole point of the plot, but this story should never have been told. It's a story with such massive implications for the entire galaxy, it's ludicrous just putting it on Picard's shoulders. But there it is. They did it. He did it. And thus everyone the Borg kills or assimilates, every civilization that falls, is now squarely on Picard's shoulders. All so he could sleep at night with his conscience. Though if I had all those subsequent deaths on my head, I doubt I'd ever sleep again. For that reason alone, Picard goes to the back of the line, dead last at number 7. As for Mikey Spock being at number 6, well, STD is not Star Trek. It's an infection of the mind. So this anti-fan fictional plank of wood doesn't merit inclusion on this list. Mighty Spock is one of the worst non-character DEI placeholders I've ever seen. Note to Kurtzman, crying does not a character make. So in her next to last place slot, I'd put Janeway as number 6 for a couple of reasons. It was Janeway's incompetence that stranded Voyager in the other quadrant in the first place, since she could have set the photon torpedoes on a timer to allow Voyager to slip back through the caretaker's array and return home before blowing the array up. You know, shit like that. Plus, there's Janeway giving the Borg a genocidal weapon to wipe out species 8472 entirely. Not as bad at betraying the entire galaxy like Picard did, but pretty damn bad. Shit like that puts her at number 6. Screenrant put Captain Pike at number 5, but again, since Strange New Worlds isn't Star Trek, I'll put Captain Rachel Garrett in that spot, the captain of the Enterprise C in yesterday's Enterprise, one of my favorite episodes. And I suspect she'd rank even higher if we only knew more about her career. She was pretty damn amazing. I was very impressed. I respected her a hell of a lot in just a few scenes. I respected her a lot more than Janeway or Mighty Spock, the bestest ever. That puts Captain Pike at number 4. Not Anson Mount's non-existent character, but Jeffrey Hunter's captain from the Cage pilot and then later the Menagerie 2-part episode. It's too bad we didn't get to see more of his adventures, but I'm glad they replaced him with William Shatner, given how awesome Kirk turned out to be. That puts Captain Archer at number 3. Not a distinguished career, but at least he didn't commit genocide. He made several first contacts, and he was a pioneer, played by a very likable actor, so cheers to Captain Archer, much love to him. And that puts Benjamin Sisko at number 2, and what can I say about the great Captain Sisko? Dynamic, passionate, analytical. Sisko was an outstanding officer, and Avery Brooks is an outstanding actor, and In the Pale Moonlight is a highlight of Star Trek and a highlight for captains everywhere. Lots of love and respect for Sisko here in Xanadu at the center of the Earth. And finally, of course, at number 1 is Captain Kirk, as played by the amazing William Shatner. I could go on and on and on listing Kirk's endless achievements, but that would take another entire video or series of videos. Suffice it to say, oh Captain, my Captain, Kirk is my childhood hero, but he also happens to be, objectively speaking, the greatest of all Starfleet officers. And so, my list is number 1, Kirk, number 2, Sisko, number 3, Archer, number 4, Pike, as played by Jeffrey Hunter, number 5, Garrett, number 6, Janeway, number 7, Picard. Oh, I hate what they've done to him. And there you have it, my friends, my reply to the Screenrant ranking of Star Trek captains. I'm happy to set the record straight. From the center of the Earth, this is Dictor Van Doomcock bidding you all, my friends, stay angry.
Ha 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 ha.